The day had started like any other for Alex. He lived on a quiet space station orbiting a small blue-green planet in the Althara system. The station was a hub for travelers, traders, and researchers, but Alex's job was simple. He maintained the station's energy core. It wasn't glamorous, but it kept him busy and gave him plenty of time to think about the stars outside his window. On this particular morning, Alex was in his small quarters trying to fix a minor glitch in his personal holopad. He hummed a soft tune, completely unaware of the unusual visitors who were about to arrive. The airlock beeped, signaling incoming personnel. Normally he would have ignored it. Visitors rarely came directly to his quarters. But today was different. Before he could react, the door slid open with a quiet hiss. Two small figures stepped in, moving with the grace of creatures that were not fully human. Their skin shimmered faintly in the dim light, and their eyes were larger than normal, reflecting curiosity and excitement. They were identical twin girls, obviously aliens, though Alex had never seen their species before. Their expressions were a mix of awe and nervousness, as if they weren't sure they were allowed to be here. Alex froze. He realized he was still in his casual morning clothes, a loose shirt and shorts, but nothing inappropriate. Still, the sudden appearance of strangers in his private quarters made him feel uneasy. Hello? Alex said carefully, raising his hand slightly to show he meant no harm. The twins tilted their heads in unison, observing him silently. One of them finally spoke, her voice musical but soft. Did we arrive at the right location? She asked. Alex blinked. Yes, you're in the right place. I'm Alex. I maintain the station's energy systems.
Who are you?
The other twin stepped forward, her hand gently touching a small device on her belt. We are Lyra and Leora. We were sent to learn about human daily life. Our guide told us to come here. Alex swallowed nervously. Daily life? Well, I guess I can show you around, but I wasn't expecting visitors. The twins smiled faintly, a gesture that somehow made the room feel warmer. Despite their alien appearance, there was a childlike curiosity in their eyes that reminded Alex of younger siblings he never had. I can give you a tour of the station, Alex said, gesturing toward the door. Just follow me carefully. Lyra and Leora nodded and stepped closer, their steps silent on the metallic floor. Alex felt a strange combination of awe and responsibility. He had dealt with dangerous machinery, power surges and zero-gravity experiments, but showing two curious alien twins around his home felt far more daunting. As they walked through the corridors, Alex explained the station's functions, the energy core, the living quarters, the hydroponic garden. The twins asked questions at every stop, their voices overlapping in excitement. Alex tried his best to answer, but sometimes he had to pause and think about how to explain human habits and culture in terms they could understand. When they reached the observation deck, the twins gasped. The planet below was a swirl of blue oceans and green land masses, with white clouds drifting lazily across the surface. Lyra pointed toward the horizon. Humans live there? She asked. Yes, Alex replied. Billions of them. They have cities, forests, oceans, all kinds of things. Leora touched the glass gently. It is beautiful. I never imagined a planet so full of life. Alex smiled. It is. Sometimes it's hard to believe it's real when you're up here. He glanced at the twins, realizing how lucky he was to witness their first reaction to a human world. There was a certain innocence in their amazement that reminded him why humans explored space in the first place. To see, to learn, to connect. The twins continued their questions, and Alex guided them to the recreation area next. He had to be careful. The area contained sensitive equipment and small gadgets that could be dangerous if handled incorrectly. He showed them how the gravity simulator worked, and the twins giggled as they bounced lightly above the ground. Their laughter was melodic and filled the room with warmth. After a while, Alex realized they were all getting hungry. He led them to the kitchen module where he prepared a simple meal. The twins observed every step, fascinated by the human process of cooking. They had never seen food prepared this way before, and Alex explained each ingredient as he worked. Humans eat a wide variety of things, he said. Some of it tastes great, some not so much. He handed them each a plate of colorful vegetables and protein synthesized in the station's replicator. Lyra took a small bite and smiled. It is delicious, she said. Leora nodded in agreement. Yes, your species is clever in creating flavors. Alex laughed. Thanks. We try. As they ate, the conversation turned to the twins' home planet. They described floating cities, glowing forests, and creatures that could change shape to blend into their environment. Alex listened in awe, realizing how vast and varied life could be in the universe. He had always known humans weren't alone, but hearing first-hand descriptions made it more real. Suddenly, the station alarm beeped. It was a minor system warning. Nothing dangerous, but it reminded Alex of his responsibilities. "I need to check the energy core," he said, standing up. "It's nothing serious, just a minor fluctuation." The twins followed him, their curiosity undimmed. They asked questions about every control panel and gauge, and Alex explained patiently. He was proud of how much they seemed to enjoy learning. As he finished the check, Alex felt a strange sense of camaraderie. These alien twins, so different from humans, were here trusting him to show them his world, and in return he was learning more about theirs. It was a small connection, but in a universe so vast, connections were rare and precious. Finally, as the twins prepared to leave, Lyra spoke first. "Thank you, Alex. Today has been unexpected but wonderful." Leora added, "Yes, we did not expect to see human life up close. We have learned much and we hope to visit again." Alex smiled, feeling a warmth he could not describe. "You're welcome anytime, just try not to surprise me like that again," he said, half joking. The twins giggled, and with a graceful bow they left his quarters. The door hissed shut behind them, leaving Alex alone again. He leaned against the wall, exhaling slowly. It had been an unusual day, strange, chaotic, and a little awkward, but in the end, it was one of the best days he had had on the station. He realized that sometimes, the universe surprised you in ways you could never expect, and sometimes, those surprises were the best part of life. As he returned to his holopad, Alex thought about the twins' planet, their glowing forests and the floating cities. He wondered what other creatures and civilizations he would encounter someday. One thing was certain. The universe was vast, full of wonders, and he was lucky to witness even a tiny part of it. And perhaps, he thought with a small smile, the twins might be back one day bringing more questions, more laughter, and more unexpected moments into his quiet life. The next day, Alex awoke to the soft hum of the station's engines. He stretched and rubbed his eyes, thinking about the strange visitors from yesterday. Lyra and Leora had left such an impression on him. It was not every day that two alien twins wandered into his quarters, curious and full of energy. He glanced at the time on his wrist monitor and realized he had a busy day ahead. The energy core required a full system calibration, and he had scheduled several maintenance checks. Still, he couldn't shake the thought of the twins. He wondered what other parts of the station might amaze them, and whether their curiosity would lead to more unplanned adventures. As he made his way to the control room, the airlock beeped again. Alex froze, a sinking feeling in his stomach. Could it be them again? He turned the corner slowly, expecting a delivery drone or another routine visitor. Instead, the twins were there, standing side by side, their expressions a mix of excitement and determination. Lyra waved, and Leora smiled softly. "Alex," Lyra called. "We have returned." Alex's shoulders relaxed. "I should have expected it," he said, smiling. "Welcome back. What brings you here today?" "We wish to learn more," Leora replied. "Yesterday was informative. Today we desire practical experience." Alex raised an eyebrow. "Practical experience? In what?" Lyra's eyes gleamed. "In human skills. Tasks you perform daily. We wish to understand them firsthand." Alex chuckled nervously. "All right. Well, you can start with the basics. Follow me." He led them through the corridors, explaining the purpose of each room, each device. The twins listened intently, occasionally asking questions that required him to think harder than he usually did. Their next stop was the hydroponics garden. Rows of green plants glowed under artificial lights, and the scent of fresh herbs filled the air. Alex showed them how the irrigation system worked, and how nutrients were carefully balanced for optimal growth. Lyra reached out to touch a leaf. "It is fascinating how humans can grow life in artificial conditions," she said. "Yes," Alex replied. "We rely on technology for survival, especially in space. Without systems like this, long-term life in a station like this would be impossible." Leora examined the nutrient control panel. "And you manage all this alone?" she asked. Alex laughed. "Not alone. I have a small team, but mostly, yes, I monitor and adjust the systems myself. It keeps me busy. The twins nodded, clearly impressed. They began to assist him, carefully adjusting small valves and monitoring sensors. Alex watched them, amazed at how quickly they adapted. Despite their alien origin, their intelligence and dexterity were remarkable. After some time, the twins seemed to grow more confident. They moved quickly and efficiently, asking questions that challenged Alex to explain the why behind each procedure, not just the how. He realized that in teaching them, he was also learning to see his own work from a new perspective. Humans. We are practical, yes? Lyra asked, tightening a valve. Alex nodded. Mostly. We like solutions that work, even if they aren't perfect. That's how we survive in space and on planets like yours. Leora smiled. We understand. And we admire it. Practicality is a form of intelligence. Alex felt a warmth in his chest. He had always known humans were resourceful. But hearing it from aliens, especially one so different from him, made him proud in a way he hadn't expected. After finishing the garden work, Alex guided them to the simulator room. The station had several virtual reality simulators used for training in emergency scenarios. Alex had never used it for recreation himself, but he thought it might be interesting for the twins. This simulator can replicate any situation, Alex explained. Fire, zero-gravity emergencies, navigation problems, you name it. The twins' eyes lit up. Show us, Lyra exclaimed. Alex activated a simple scenario first. A minor hull breach in a storage bay. The simulator projected the scene in front of them, and Alex explained the emergency procedures. The twins followed his instructions perfectly, moving swiftly and efficiently, their reactions almost instantaneous. You are very capable, Alex said, impressed. Lyra grinned. We learn quickly. Observation is our strength. As the session continued, Alex introduced a slightly more complex scenario. A meteor shower was heading toward the station, and the twins had to assist in rerouting power and sealing vulnerable compartments. Alex guided them through the steps, but he allowed them to make decisions on their own. At first, there was hesitation. The twins had never faced real danger before, only simulations on their own planet. But soon they adapted, making decisions that were both logical and surprisingly creative. When the scenario ended successfully, Alex gave them a small nod of approval. You did very well. Most humans would struggle with that kind of multitasking under pressure. Lyra smiled proudly. Then perhaps humans are not as fragile as some believe. Alex laughed. Not usually. We survive because we work together and we adapt. That's our strength. After the simulator session, the twins asked if they could explore the station's maintenance tunnels. Alex hesitated. Those tunnels were usually restricted due to the sensitive equipment, but he realized that controlled exploration could teach them about human engineering and problem solving. All right, he said. Stay close and follow my instructions carefully. There are hazards, but nothing dangerous if you obey the rules. The twins followed him through narrow corridors, their small frames moving easily in the low-gravity sections. Alex explained how power lines were routed, how air filtration worked, and how the station maintained structural integrity. They asked countless questions, sometimes interrupting his explanations with ideas of their own. You could increase efficiency here, Leora suggested, pointing at a set of conduits. Alex frowned, thinking, that's actually a good idea. I hadn't considered that, Lyra nodded. Humans often solve problems, but sometimes ideas from outside are useful. Alex smiled. Seems like you two have plenty of useful ideas. As they continued, a minor accident occurred. A small panel shifted unexpectedly and a cloud of dust filled the tunnel. The twins reacted instinctively, shielding their eyes and quickly moving to a safe distance. Alex coughed but laughed. Not bad, he said. You handled that better than most humans would. Lyra and Leora glanced at each other, then smiled. We are quick learners, Lyra said. By the time they returned to the main corridor, the twins seemed both exhausted and exhilarated. Alex realized they had spent hours learning, observing, and experiencing human life in ways that were intense but fascinating. Thank you for letting us explore, Leora said. We understand much more than before. Alex shrugged modestly. It was fun for me too. You reminded me why humans keep exploring, why we keep trying new things. Sometimes it's easy to forget in the routine of work. Lyra tilted her head. We are glad we could help you remember. Before leaving, the twins made a small request. Tomorrow, Lyra said, We wish to join you for a patrol. To see human interaction with the station visitors. Alex hesitated. That could be interesting. Or chaotic. But I think we can manage. Just don't startle anyone. The twins giggled. We will try our best. As the day ended and the twins departed, Alex leaned back in his chair, reflecting on the day's events. He realized something important. Even small interactions could teach enormous lessons. The twins had challenged him, inspired him, and reminded him of the wonder of the universe. He looked out the observation window, seeing the swirling clouds of the planet below. He imagined the twins' home world full of glowing forests and floating cities, and he smiled. Perhaps someday humans and their alien friends would work together more closely, learning from one another, sharing ideas, and exploring the stars side by side, and maybe, just maybe, the awkward surprises that life threw at him would continue. But he was ready for them. The universe was full of possibilities, and for the first time in a long time, Alex felt that he was exactly where he needed to be, right at the center of adventure, curiosity, and unexpected friendship. The next morning, Alex woke early, a mix of excitement and nervousness fluttering in his chest. Today was the day he had agreed to take the alien twins, Lyra and Leora, on a station patrol. Normally, these patrols were routine, checking docking bays, greeting travelers, and ensuring the station systems were running smoothly. But with the twins along, Alex knew this day could turn into something entirely unexpected. When he arrived at the airlock, he found the twins already waiting. Their matching uniforms shimmered softly in the station's artificial light, and their wide eyes sparkled with curiosity. "Good morning, Alex," Lyra greeted. "We are ready to learn about your station visitors," Leora added. "We wish to observe human interaction firsthand." "It is important," Alex nodded. "All right. Let's keep it simple at first. Follow me and don't wander off. There are a lot of people here, and some may not be expecting aliens." The twins nodded solemnly, their expressions a mix of determination and excitement. Alex couldn't help but smile. Their enthusiasm was contagious. As they walked through the main corridor, travelers from various species moved about, some carrying cargo, others in conversation. Most humans seemed oblivious to the twins, distracted by their own tasks. Alex guided Lyra and Leora carefully, explaining how humans and aliens interacted on the station. "Humans are generally polite," he said. "We respect boundaries, but we are curious too. Sometimes our curiosity can lead to awkward situations, so pay attention." The twins listened closely, nodding. Lyra tilted her head. "Curiosity. We understand that. It drives learning." They reached the docking bay first, where shuttles from distant planets were unloading supplies. Alex pointed to a human engineer coordinating a team. "See that?" he asked. "Teamwork. Humans work together even under stress. That's how we survive in complicated situations." The twins observed carefully, taking note of every gesture, every command. Leora whispered, "They are efficient." "They do not panic under pressure," Alex smiled. "Exactly. Now let's see how humans interact socially." They moved toward a common area where travelers gathered. Humans, aliens, and hybrids exchanged stories, bartered for supplies, or simply rested. Alex introduced the twins discreetly to a few of his colleagues, careful to explain that they were students of human culture. Most humans were polite, though a few stared curiously at the twins' shimmering skin and large, expressive eyes. Lyra and Leora remained calm, observing and asking questions quietly. Alex noticed how their presence seemed to encourage humans to be more cautious and considerate, an unexpected benefit. Suddenly, a small incident occurred. A young alien visitor tripped over a loose cargo crate, dropping a stack of supplies. The twins reacted immediately. Lyra rushed forward, catching a falling container before it hit the ground, while Leora helped the young alien regain balance. Alex watched in amazement. "Quick reflexes. I didn't even have time to react." Lyra smiled faintly. "Observation helps predict outcomes. It is useful in emergencies." The twins' intervention earned nods of appreciation from the humans and aliens around them. Alex realized that their presence wasn't just educational, it was beneficial. Even a small act of awareness could prevent accidents in a busy space station. As they continued the patrol, they came across a section of the station undergoing repairs. A human technician was struggling with a stubborn panel that refused to close properly. Alex motioned to the twins. "Watch carefully. Sometimes humans struggle even with simple tasks, but we persevere. Lyra stepped forward. May we assist? She asked politely. The technician blinked but nodded. Sure. Just be careful. Working together, the twins and Alex guided the panel into place. Lyra adjusted a small lever while Leora held it steady. Alex helped with a final seal. The panel clicked into position perfectly. The technician shook his head in disbelief. I didn't think it would fit without a tool, but thanks. You two were incredible. The twins bowed slightly. It is our honor to learn and help, Lyra replied. Alex smiled proudly. See? Teamwork works in many forms. After the repairs, the twins asked if they could experience the station's observation deck again, this time during a spacewalk simulation. Alex hesitated. Spacewalks were carefully controlled and required experience, but he realized that a simulation could give them the experience they desired without any real danger. The simulation room was set up with harnesses and gravity controls. Alex explained the procedure carefully, emphasizing safety. The twins listened attentively and followed instructions perfectly. As they floated outside the station in the simulation, they marveled at the tiny planets and stars around them. Lyra extended a hand toward the simulated void. It is beautiful. Humans call it awe, yes? Yes, Alex replied. It's a feeling of wonder. Seeing something bigger than yourself, something impossible to control. Leora smiled softly. We feel it too. Even as observers, we sense the vastness. Alex guided them through a series of tasks in the simulation, retrieving small equipment, navigating around simulated debris, and returning safely to the station. The twins handled every challenge with precision, their coordination impressive even for humans. As they finished the simulation, Alex noticed a subtle change. The twins seemed more confident, more attuned to human ways of interacting. Their curiosity was still insatiable, but now it was paired with experience. Not bad for a first time, Alex said, laughing. You handled that better than some experienced humans. Lyra giggled. We are quick learners. Observation plus practice equals knowledge. Alex nodded. Exactly. That's how humans, and maybe all intelligent species, adapt and survive. After the simulation, the twins insisted on accompanying Alex to the cafeteria. They wanted to observe human dining habits in a social environment. Alex agreed, though he knew the twins' presence would draw attention. The cafeteria was bustling. Humans, aliens, and hybrids moved between tables carrying trays of food. Some glanced at the twins, whispering softly, while others stared openly. Alex guided them to a corner table and explained the concept of ordering, paying, and interacting politely with servers. The twins watched every detail, asking questions about utensils, table manners, and portion sizes. Humans have many rituals, Leora observed. Even eating is structured. Yes, Alex replied. Rituals help maintain order, especially in a busy environment like this station. Lyra nodded. Efficiency and etiquette combined. As they ate, a young human child approached, curious about the twins' shimmering skin and large eyes. The twins knelt slightly, smiling gently, letting the child touch a small glowing patch on Lyra's arm. The child laughed, delighted, and ran off to tell friends. Alex realized that the twins' gentle and curious nature was creating bonds between species. Even small interactions could foster trust and friendship. After the meal, the twins wanted to explore the entertainment deck. Alex hesitated briefly. These areas were chaotic, but decided it would be a good way for them to observe human leisure activities. On the entertainment deck, humans played games, practiced virtual sports, or simply relaxed. The twins watched a virtual racing game and were fascinated by how humans combined strategy, reflexes, and teamwork. Humans enjoy challenge, Lyra said. They do not only survive, they seek excitement. Yes, Alex agreed. We need both survival skills and recreation. It keeps us balanced. The twins participated in a simple virtual game, their coordination and problem-solving skills surprising even Alex. Other players cheered, laughing at how quickly they adapted. The twins' presence had turned an ordinary gaming session into a lesson in observation, learning, and collaboration. As the day ended, Alex escorted the twins back to the airlock. They bowed slightly, their expressions filled with gratitude and wonder. Thank you, Alex, Leora said. Today we saw human life in many forms. Work, socializing, recreation. All are fascinating, Lyra added. We have learned much and will continue to reflect on it. Alex smiled. You're welcome. I think we all learned something today. As they left, Alex realized that their presence had changed his own perspective. Humans were resourceful, curious, and adaptable, but seeing themselves through alien eyes made him appreciate these qualities even more. He returned to his quarters, exhausted but happy. The station was quiet, the hum of engines a gentle reminder of the life all around him. He knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, new learning opportunities, and perhaps more unexpected surprises from the alien twins. The universe was vast, full of strange creatures, cultures, and experiences, and Alex, in his small corner of a space station orbiting a distant planet, had found a glimpse of what made it all so extraordinary. He smiled as he looked out the observation window at the stars, wondering what adventures awaited next, and whether the alien twins would return with even more curiosity, laughter, and perhaps a little chaos. The next morning, Alex woke to the soft hum of the station's engines, feeling a mixture of anticipation and nervousness. Today was the last day of the twins' visit, and he knew it would be an important one. They had already observed human life, assisted in practical tasks, and experienced simulations. Now, Alex wanted them to see the station from a broader perspective, a day that combined adventure, decision-making, and real responsibility. When he arrived at the airlock, Lyra and Leora were already waiting. Their expressions were alert and excited, showing that they were ready for whatever the day would bring. Good morning, Alex, Lyra greeted with a bright smile. We are prepared for today's activities. Leora added, We are eager to learn and participate in human decision-making. Alex chuckled. All right then. Today you'll get to see how humans handle unexpected challenges and maybe even contribute yourselves. The first stop was the station's communications hub. Alex explained that this was where all incoming and outgoing transmissions were monitored, from simple supply requests to urgent emergency signals. The twins observed closely as Alex demonstrated how humans prioritize tasks and respond quickly to problems. As he was explaining, a sudden alert appeared on the main console. A minor navigation drone had malfunctioned in one of the docking bays, causing a small delay in incoming supply shipments. Alex's team was already on it, but he thought it would be a good learning opportunity for the twins. Observe carefully, he said. Humans solve problems by staying calm, analyzing the situation, and working together. Let's see how it works in real time. The twins leaned forward, eyes wide. Lyra's hand hovered over a small panel, clearly ready to help. Leora nodded beside her, focused and attentive. Alex coordinated his team, giving instructions while explaining each step to the twins. Soon, the situation escalated slightly. A loose crate threatened to tip over and block the docking bay. Without hesitation, Lyra stepped in and stabilized the crate while Leora guided a nearby worker to safety. Alex felt a swell of pride. These twins, so different from humans, were already applying the lessons they had learned. Impressive reflexes, he said once the situation was under control. Most humans would take a few moments longer to react. Lyra smiled faintly. Observation plus practice allows efficiency. After the docking bay incident, Alex suggested a more recreational but still educational activity, the station's zero-gravity sports arena. Humans often use this space to exercise, train for emergencies, or simply have fun. Alex thought it would be a perfect way for the twins to experience human culture in a social and physical context. As they entered the arena, the twins' eyes sparkled. They had never experienced zero gravity firsthand, and the sensation made their movements graceful and fluid. Alex demonstrated a few basic maneuvers, floating, spinning, and catching objects mid-air. The twins copied him quickly, their coordination flawless. Humans combine physical skill with play, Alex explained. It's important for morale and health. Lyra giggled as she tried to catch a floating ball. Leora laughed, spinning around effortlessly. Other humans in the arena watched in admiration, impressed by how quickly the twins adapted. After some time, Alex introduced a friendly competition. a race through an obstacle course. The twins accepted eagerly, and the competition was both exhilarating and hilarious. Humans cheered as the twins zipped through the course, using their alien abilities to navigate quickly but fairly. Alex joined in, running alongside them, laughing at every unexpected twist and turn. When the race ended, Lyra and Leora bowed politely to the cheering humans. "We have learned human sportsmanship," Leora said with a bright smile. "Yes," Alex agreed, catching his breath. "Competition can be fun, and it teaches teamwork, strategy, and respect." Next, Alex guided the twins to the station's science lab. He explained that humans and aliens often collaborated here on experiments, sharing knowledge and solving complex problems together. The twins were fascinated by the array of equipment and the diversity of experiments taking place. A human researcher noticed the twins and invited them to assist in a small task, observing crystal growth under varying light conditions. Alex watched as Lyra and Leora followed instructions carefully, noting patterns and asking insightful questions. Their observations were precise, and they suggested adjustments that even impressed the researcher. "Your species is very observant," the researcher commented. Lyra nodded. "We learn through observation. It helps us understand and improve." Alex smiled. "And that's exactly what humans do too. Observe, adapt, and innovate." By midday, the twins had seen human work, play, and learning. Alex thought it was time to show them something truly remarkable: the station's external viewing platform. This platform extended outside the station, offering a panoramic view of the planet below, nearby moons and distant stars. The twins gasped as they stepped onto the platform, their small hands gripping the railing. "It is breathtaking," Lyra whispered. "Yes," Alex agreed. "Humans often come here to reflect, to see the bigger picture, and to appreciate life beyond the station." The twins stood quietly for a few moments, taking in the swirling clouds and shimmering oceans of the planet below. Leora's eyes reflected awe. "Humans are fortunate to have such perspective. It inspires thought and creativity." Alex nodded. "It does. And seeing it with you reminds me how important it is to share knowledge and experiences, not just with humans, but with other species as well." As they turned to leave, an unexpected alert sounded. A small cargo ship was approaching the station, but its landing system had malfunctioned. It was minor, not dangerous, but it required immediate attention. Alex motioned to the twins. "This is real-time problem-solving," he said. "Observe first, then assist if possible." Lyra and Leora followed his lead as Alex coordinated the response. They helped guide the ship's small automated drones into place, assisted with communications, and monitored the docking procedure. The twins' calm and precise actions contributed to a smooth resolution. Once the ship was safely docked, Alex turned to them. "See, humans face unexpected challenges every day. Adaptation, observation, and teamwork are what help us succeed." The twins nodded solemnly. "We understand. Observation, learning, and practical action are all connected," Leora said. As the day drew to a close, Alex and the twins returned to his quarters. They were quiet, reflecting on everything they had experienced. The twins had seen human work, culture, play, and decision-making. They had witnessed human strengths and weaknesses, and they had participated in solutions. Lyra finally spoke. "Alex, we came expecting to learn about human life. What we found was more than knowledge. We found resilience, curiosity, humor, and cooperation. Humans are remarkable." Leora nodded. "Yes. And you, Alex, have taught us more than we expected, not just about tasks, but about perspective and patience. You have shared human life in its fullness." Alex felt a warmth in his chest. "Thank you. You've reminded me that learning is a two-way street. We humans have a lot to offer, but we also have much to learn from others. That's what makes life and exploration so meaningful." The twins smiled, their eyes reflecting gratitude and newfound understanding. Alex realized that their visit had been transformative, not just for them, but for him as well. Before they left the station, Lyra and Leora bowed politely. "We will take what we learned back to our world, and perhaps one day we will return," Lyra said. "Yes," Leora added. "To continue learning, to continue sharing, and perhaps to teach others about humans as we have learned today." Alex nodded, smiling. "You're welcome any time. The station and I will always be here." As they departed, Alex leaned against the observation window, watching the twins float through the airlock and disappear into the stars. He thought about the past few days, the awkward first encounter, the lessons learned, the adventures, the laughter, and the quiet moments of reflection. He realized something important. The universe was full of surprises, and life was best when shared. Humans were resourceful, intelligent, and adaptable, but seeing themselves through alien eyes reminded Alex of how extraordinary they truly were. And perhaps, he thought with a quiet smile, the universe was also full of friends waiting to be discovered. As the station settled into its usual rhythm, Alex returned to his holopad. He had work to do, repairs to monitor, and lessons to apply, but he carried with him a renewed sense of wonder. He knew that one day Lyra and Leora might return, bringing more questions, more curiosity, and more lessons to share. For now, though, he smiled, content in the knowledge that life, both human and alien, was richer when curiosity, friendship, and understanding guided every step. And so, in a small corner of the Althara system, aboard a quiet space station, Alex continued his work, ever aware that the universe was vast, full of mysteries, and full of unexpected, wonderful friends waiting just beyond the next airlock.